Hello, in this video we're going to discuss sound, lights, and waves, as well as different phenomena involving waves. First off, our content and language objectives. Our content objective is I can identify different light and sound phenomena. A language objective is I can write my own explanations for different phenomena involving waves. First off, sound waves are a type of longitudinal wave. And a longitudinal wave is a compression wave. It's a wave that doesn't move up and down as it goes from left and right, but there are areas that there are wave particles closer together and further apart called areas of compression and areas of rarefaction. So how does sound work in terms of speech? Sound works just like any other wave, and it's based upon vibrations. It's caused by vibrations. And so speech is produced by your larynx, your vocal cords that vibrate against each other that produce compression waves. How does hearing work? Hearing is just bones of the inner ear and different nerves that interpret compression waves that take complex sound waves, as shown on the left-hand side of this image, and convert them into something that's sensible. Amplitude, frequency, wavelength, what do they have to do with sound? And so volume is amplitude. Amplitude is the height of a wave or the intensity of a wave. And for sound, it's measured in decibels. Pitch, on the other hand, pitch is frequency of a wave. It's measured in hertz. So the closer that sound waves are together, the higher the frequency. Music and waves, different musical instruments. Again, there's some way that vibrations are produced in a musical instrument that are going to produce sound. For example, if you're looking at the image on the left-hand side, a guitar and all string instruments are based upon the vibrations, the waves that are produced by strings that are of different tension or of different size that are going to produce tight waves or waves that are spaced further apart. You can press on different fingering positions of an instrument to decrease or increase the length of a wave and increase or decrease its pitch or its frequency. In terms of different wind instruments, the way that they work is there are different openings that you can put your fingers over or release that allow different wavelengths of waves to exit an instrument. How does light and vision work? And so light is a type of transverse wave, and it involves passage of light through a lens in your eye that then focuses on the retina or back of your eye, and again is interpreted by nerves and your brain. The light is broken down into within the electromagnetic spectrum based upon its frequency, based upon its wavelength. And you can see there's just a tiny little chunk of the electromagnetic spectrum that is visible light that humans can see with the naked eye. Other types of waves that you can find in the spectrum involve gamma rays, X-rays that are very high in frequency, very high in energy. And then on the other end of the spectrum, on the right-hand side of this, with longer wavelengths that would be like radio waves or microwaves. What you see in this image is that the greater the wavelength, the longer the distance between waves, the lower the frequency of a wave. Waves, and light in particular, light has some interesting properties in that it can act as though it is a wave, or it can act as though it is a particle. And so this is referred to as the wave-particle duality of light. And so how can light act as a particle? You've heard of photons before. Photons, just electrons ejected from a surface of a material. That's light that's acting as a particle. On the right-hand image here, you can see light behaving as a wave. What waves can do is they can interfere with one another. So they can cancel each other out or they can add together. And this could be illustrated with two-slit tests demonstrating that light behaves like a wave. Waves can also produce echoes. So waves can bounce off of objects. And this can be used in a whole bunch of different ways. So with sound waves, this can be used for sonar, for example, or this can be used for ultrasounds. To detect, to produce an image of some surface that you couldn't see with the naked eye. This is also more recently being used for LiDAR. LiDAR is like radar, except instead of involving radio waves, it's involving light, some spectrum of light. And again, light bounces off an object. You can tell how long it takes for light to reflect, just like an echo in a cave, to figure out how far away an object is. Interference, we just talked about interference a moment ago with that two-slit test. but basically any two waves can interact with each other, and they can have what's called constructive interference, where two waves add together, or destructive interference, where waves cancel out. And so if you've ever wondered how noise canceling headphones work, that's just destructive interference. So as the headphones detect some sound, they send out some signal that's going to oppose that, that's going to cancel it out. And so that it doesn't disturb you as you're trying to listen to music, or if you're on an airplane, just trying to cancel out that white noise. Another phenomenon is the Doppler effect. And the Doppler effect, the way that this works basically is that if you have a moving object that emits sound, you can see that in front of this ambulance, all of the sound waves that are being produced are compressed together. And so it seems to produce a higher frequency sound. And if you're behind the ambulance is moving away from you, you see that those sound waves, they seem to be extended out because of the movement of the ambulance. And so what you notice is a change in pitch as an object passes you, as it's moving towards you, and then it begins to move away from you. That is the end of this video, summarizing some light and sound phenomena that involve waves. If you have any questions, you're always welcome to stop by during homework help hours. Otherwise, feel free to stop by during period 1A. Thank you very much. Have a great day.